Hello everybody, welcome back to the Culture
Heyo.
Network. As usual, I am your host, Matt Simon Tino, joined in by the boys. And for today guys, we have something special. As you know, the past few episodes have been about anime.
Hey.
So today we're taking it a step further. We're talking about something that relates to reality, right? So what are we talking about today, Mr. Crocs? What are we talking about today?
What is it?
Mr. Cox.
What are we talking about today, Mr. Crocs?
We're talking about Japan, boy!
Yes, sir! Japan! We're back to reality, ladies and gentlemen.
Japan.
So, since we're talking about Japan, I just wanted to ask, right? Since we're all, I've mentioned this a couple of times already, we're all, should I say, in love with their country and culture. I just wanted to ask, what is so different about Japan? What is so different about that country that makes you, appreciate more than our own country, right? I mean, not really appreciate, but when we talk about when we're being honest here, right? Obviously, Japan is, of course, it's a lot better than the Philippines economically, technology-wise, a lot of things, right? It's not that we're shaming our country. We're just speaking facts, but
facts.
But
Facts, boy.
technology advancement-wise, what about Japan made you love it most? The most?
Oh shit.
Right? I just wanted to ask that straight off the bat. I just wanted to ask that question so that we can proceed deeper into our topic for today.
Asian girls.
So let's start with Asian girls. Asian girls. I mean, it's not wrong, right? So
He's not wrong. He's
he's
wrong.
not. He's all right. So, Mr. Allen Sensei, Mr. Allen Sensei, let me direct that question towards you, sir. What about Japan? What makes it so different from the Philippines? Because guys, Japan, Mr. Allen Sensei here, he's planning to migrate to Japan soon, right? So, what makes it a lovable country? What makes it a lovable country for you, sir? What's the difference between Philippines and Japan?
Big booty.
Since we're all foreigners here and we're in love with their country. What's so different
For
about
me,
it,
there's
man?
a difference because it's a foreign country and I think it's a lovely and fantastic
It's a foreign country. Alright, so let me rephrase my question. How about this?
Yes,
What
yes.
makes Japan different from other countries?
Why are we laughing so
Japan
much?
different from other countries.
What?
Sorry, gumina
They
sa.
are different. There are too many different in when you compare Philippines and Japan.
No,
What you said.
let's generalize. Wait, hold up. Let's generalize the whole world. Oh shit! All right, let's generalize Let's generalize the whole.
I can't believe you said that.
Let's. All right, let's generalize the whole planet Earth here. All right.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about.
Let's go.
Let's not talk about Philippines and Japan. Let's talk about Japan versus
Okay.
versus all the other countries, right? What's so different about it? Why did we choose Japan as the country we favor?
Yes.
Who would like to answer that question?
Ask
think
the question again, please.
Okay.
Right, what makes Japan so different from other countries? What makes it the country that you love the most?
Okay, so Liz, please answer.
Yes. So Liz, you as usual, you answer first. That's how we roll out here.
That's how we roll.
Because of the first impression of an anime.
So it all comes back to anime.
It all started when I first watched anime. As you know, when I was a child, the first anime that I've watched is Naruto.
Yes, sir. We
So
already know
there
that.
Same.
And as I've said in the last two episodes, or the first episode of the Culture Network, I said that Naruto has a lot of culture that they portrayed in the Japan.
All right.
Yeah.
So is that your
And
answer
there are
because of
many things
Naruto?
Yes.
All right.
And there are a lot of animes that you can know.
So since I think
there are many things.
since I think all of us here got introduced to Japan through anime, I think we all have the same story, right? Do you guys agree with Mr. Allen Senpai here on why he loves Japan? Is it through anime?
Of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
because mostly
Mochiron.
anime nowadays is the gateway to Japanese culture.
gateway to
where the
Japanese
foreigners
culture,
can
right?
know about
Like
it.
through watching anime, you can learn things.
Learn things about Japan,
Yeah.
right?
You got
Yes.
that background now.
Yeah, definitely. So let me recall something I said on the first episode we did here on the Culture Network, right? I think I said something like, anime tries its best to portray Japan, but it doesn't necessarily show all the bad sides, right? And are you guys aware of that?
Yeah.
You guys are
Yeah.
you
Of
guys are
course.
Yes.
like it's
They
every
tend to show us all the good stuff first.
all the good stuff.
Yes.
Like something like the girls in Japan that they portray in the anime. They tend to have they want to have how do I say this? They tend
The
they,
ones in anime.
they
are
want to
more
have
vibrant,
sex. They want
you
to
know?
have sex.
Okay,
Let me
okay,
let me
okay.
let me just say it
You're
in a
going
straightforward
hardcore,
manner.
boy.
They want to have sex
Where are you going?
at at the age of 18 in anime, right? It's like
Mm.
it doesn't
Oh,
portray
anime.
it doesn't portray Japan. It already
It doesn't
portrays
fit.
it portrays Americans, right? Because I don't
Okay,
think
then.
I don't think Japanese girls are really are that
Are into
are
that.
yeah
They're
yeah
not the
yeah
same as in the anime.
yeah not really the same as in the anime personality wise, right?
But
So
they're both good.
Yeah.
yeah, they're both good. I think the only thing that the anime portrays correctly about Japan is the places. Am I right? The places, the environment,
Yeah.
I mean,
The cats.
yeah.
the cats.
How they live as a whole, or as a family, or as a
Do you guys think so since Mr. Allen here said that, do you guys think that the portrayal is that correct word? The portrayal of anime towards high school boys where they live alone, not even high school boys, even middle school boys, 13 to 18 years old, where they live by themselves in an apartment. Do you think that's true? Or do you think that's
yeah.
a
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard some stuff. That is
Right.
Yes, that's true.
13 years old
Because
13 years old living by
Yeah.
themselves without parents guidance? Do you guys think that's
Yeah,
true?
maybe they go to school
Yeah.
somewhere and their parents live somewhere else. I
Also-
even heard
Yeah.
of people like working adults. They live in manga cafes where they would spend.
Oh yeah, I saw a video about that. Yes, sir. So let me ask this, since we're into the topic, right? Do you think somehow the anime that has something like that, do you think it's sort of a bad influence? Since children would want to follow that same footsteps, right? Because it's portrayed in a really positive manner in the anime, right? But when you actually do that
Yeah.
in Japan, when you're in their surface doing something like that, it tends to be a lot stressful. So what do you guys think? Is it a
and a lot harder too. A lot harder in a way.
yeah, a lot harder. So do you think it's
I mean-
a bad influence for Japanese animes to portray stuff like that? Because they're giving all these children false hopes, right? Or false realities. Do you guys agree with me on that, or do you have your own opinions towards this matter?
Like 13 years old living on their own.
yeah,
Or
like children wanting to live on their own because of the anime they watch. They think it would be a good life.
I
Also-
mean, if
Yeah.
it makes them wanting to be independent and live alone, I mean, yeah, that's a good thing. But
yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, they can learn about the hardships and stuff on their own too.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
in life,
Life is a
we
learning
live in
experience.
the comfort of our families. But
Yeah.
someday we'll have to move out.
Yes.
And
Move
venture
out, move
on
out.
our own.
But at the age
Gotta
of
Just like-
13
find
though,
our-
Just like a bird. So their home is the bird nest. Of course, as you grow up, you will leave the bird's nest. You will leave the home
Oh.
and
okay,
and
okay.
he-
Got
Put
to
it
be
down in the
there,
comments. Put it down in the comments. Hashtag Solis quotes. Yes sir. Yes sir.
That's what
Is there any? Is there any more you want to add to that, Mr. Allen Senpai? Or
that's it.
that's it, boy. All right. So
See?
One.
with that said, I think I may have
You have-
stated my question in a wrong way, right? So I wouldn't say bad influence. Do you think? Let me put it like this, right? So if the anime portrays stuff like that, then the children who watches that anime would probably think that, oh, it's nice to be living alone without knowing the behind the scenes of it, right? So when they do that, with some cases there would be like a runaway. Like when they do that, they tend to experience bad stuff and they're not ready for it, and it ends up ruining their life.
Yeah.
So do you think in a what's the right word for that, Josh? Is that bad
They
influence
learn
or
things the hard ways.
yeah?
Yeah.
Some people can't really, cope up with that stuff. So they
They
ruin their lives.
reality.
Yeah, they ruin their lives. You get what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because basically, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that in case you guys didn't get it quite correctly. So the anime portrays people living in their own in an apartment, right? And they tend to be really positive about that stuff. They don't really show much about the negative sides of that. So then children will think that it's a it's a nice
the
it's a
best
nice
decision.
It's a good thing.
it's a good thing. So when they do that in their own place, or maybe when they want to migrate to Japan and they face the hard stuff, it tends to some people will tend to ruin their lives, because they don't expect
And-
the bad stuff, because anime doesn't portray it at all. So do you guys
And
think that
usually
what the anime is
Usually
doing
they
is bad?
They give up.
Well,
yeah.
it's not
Uh,
because of the influence of the anime. Because first of all, you need to learn better about it, because not everything portrayed in the media is actually accurate.
Yeah, so you need
Because
to do your own research, right?
Imagine if you put all the negative stuff in a slice of life manga or
Yeah.
anime. It doesn't make it as entertaining.
Yeah,
That's like
definitely.
putting war propaganda on Mickey Mouse. That's not good at all.
No, you don't do that.
Yeah.
The main
You just
focus
don't
of
do
the
that. It's
anime
just
is
wrong.
to entertain, not to give the
Give
reality of hardships of
Uh,
life.
not
Where,
not to
Yeah.
give
If
warnings.
you want to learn about living in Japan,
Where?
don't watch anime. Ask people around. Ask Japanese
Yeah.
people.
do
Ron
your
said
research,
Ask the people.
You
study.
gotta get the
Yeah.
stuff.
All right.
Yes.
Now, when
Well-
Ron was
Okay.
talking, he said quite a strong word. He said that anime is for entertainment. So does this mean that? This means that all anime does not really advertise Japan. It's just a form of entertainment.
Entertainment.
To
Yeah.
just like sit back and relax.
Yeah. But somehow it manages to persuade people to go to Japan, right?
Yeah, because they
Yeah,
see all
because they have
the
a
good
false
stuff.
sense of the culture.
Good sense of the
They
culture.
think that
Yeah.
the
They aren't
anime is
aware
like an accurate
of other stuff.
representation of their life.
Yes.
You know,
And then
Yeah.
Or a
weeaboos,
reflection, boy.
it's like a
went to Japan, they're
one-to-one
like,
replica.
where are the subtitles?
Japan.
Where are the subtitles? And
Where
where
does it?
are the big titty cat girls? Where they are?
So with that said, do you guys? I mean, who's in favor here? Do you guys think that the Japanese producers or the Japanese producing companies, should they add a balance of their anime with good and bad habits or good and bad actions? Do you guys
Of
think
course.
they should balance it out, or should it be all good stuff? Let's talk about slice of life, slice of life, slice of slice of life anime here, right? Because it's the usual anime that portrays life in Japan. So let's talk about slice of life. Do you guys think they should balance it out between the bad and the good stuff, or
Yeah,
should they
Depends
keep
on what
it?
they're going for. But if they want to portray it, realistically, then they should balance it out. But if they're just like looking for good vibes, then
Yeah.
I guess they
Yeah.
can be more into
Just to
positive
make it
stuff,
entertaining.
not too much negative stuff, but just to make it entertaining.
Just a
Because
little.
most of the anime fans, like, they don't want to see something sad, the
Of course.
basic ones.
Yeah. So,
Depends.
do you want
Yeah,
to say
depends too.
something, Mr. Shin?
Actually, I'm fine with how the animes are right now. To be honest, it's like there's a lot of good stuff, most of it, but also they show some of the bad stuff. But they make it funny.
Yeah, they
And
make it funny.
Yeah,
in a way.
like delinquents.
Yeah,
Delinquents.
something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
They need principal's office.
So-
They need guidance counselor.
So let me
They
just
need
ask this:
Regalimia.
do you guys prefer the way the slice of life anime is right now, or do you want it to change? Into
I
mean-
It's
If
fine.
it can be better, then yeah.
but if you want it to change, what do you want it to change into though? Like, what type?
Oh, I can't answer this. I support slice of life right now.
So, how about you, Mr. Allen?
Maybe
all
portray.
Oh, Jazz has an
Um,
idea in his mind. I can see that. So we'll get back
Yes.
to you.
He's
But for you,
thinking
Alan
really
Senpai, I saw you smirking. What's on your mind right now when it comes to the
Would
slice
you
of
mind
life?
telling us?
I prefer this kind of slice of life. The way they do the slice of life in anime, because they they sometimes they usually show the bad things that
Yeah.
can,
Like-
that
like-
can happen in real life, and the good
Mm.
things, and sometimes they balance out. But some of the anime that they made are not balanced out because they want views, they want viewers
Yeah,
to watch,
definitely.
or just like what
Mm.
Ron said,
Yeah.
to entertain, for entertainment.
Yeah, so since you mentioned that they had bad stuff, right? Before we get into Jazz's answer here, do you guys think that the only negative things they show in slice of life anime are between the relationships, but not actually between the hardships that they have in life?
Like
real life problems.
Yeah, real life problems. Not
Yeah.
they don't actually portray
Well-
that. The only thing the only negative thing they portray is actually the hey, my brother, is actually the relationships between the humans. Do you guys agree with that? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of the biggest things they don't portray in anime really is the overwork toxic culture of
Japan,
Japanese
yeah.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't
always,
show
Yes.
that.
They
They
don't
always
show
want
that at all.
to do their best, that they
Yeah,
are
the-
willing to
Yeah,
sacrifice.
they,
That's
they
the
overwork
backstory.
themselves. They
Yeah.
sacrifice their time
Backstory
for
of
family, their
The
hobbies,
Japanese
everything.
videos.
Yeah.
They always put 110% on
They,
everything.
they work really hard, so that's
Yeah.
part of the
Japanese
reason
people
why.
are perfectionists.
So, in case any of the viewers here doesn't know this, you guys are aware, right? They have a really huge amount of suicide rate. Their suicide rate is
Yes.
really high.
Loneliness is
Yeah,
a
loneliness is a
Big factor.
big
Depression.
factor in Japan.
Overwork.
Yeah. Over,
I mean,
over.
even the birth rates are
Yeah.
declining.
I mean, they
The
have a
birth
forest
rates, wow.
called.
The
That's-
suicide.
forest,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's why
suicide
they.
forest,
That's
yeah.
why they have a forest called the suicide forest, right? So-
It's because Japan is putting a lot of pressure on them, you know?
Yeah.
On the
But I-
youth,
Yeah.
they don't
but-
get to enjoy their lives.
Yeah, but I heard that their suicide rate is actually getting it's decreasing every year.
It's
So-
getting better.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's a good thing.
that's a good thing. But I think the part
Yeah,
a part
awareness.
part of the reason for that is there's a lot of foreigners going in their country, which may influence the Japanese people, right? Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Foreigners coming into their country, influencing them to do something, other than just working really hard every day. Or it could be the other way around, right? Maybe the Japanese people could influence the foreigners into doing their own thing, like working really hard, and that could lead to foreigners, doing suicide. So I think that's one bad side of the anime, right? That does because they don't portray the overworking in Japan, which leads to people wanting to go there to migrate there, and then those people who want
Only
to work there,
ending up with false hope.
yeah, only ending up with false hope. And they, some people actually, when they face problems, they tend to first resort suicide, right? So I think I heard like there are foreigners who actually.
That doesn't sound right.
What do you mean? What do you mean that doesn't sound right?
I mean,
I
that's
mean,
So you guys don't.
that's the,
you guys don't
you're
agree
saying
with that.
something like,
this doesn't
because-
fit.
All right.
let's say I broke a cup in my house. I don't hang myself. I actually maybe I
You
worry,
gotta-
but I
Yeah.
don't
You
do it.
got you
Yeah.
start
I
panicking.
mean,
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
suicide
you.
is not anyone's first decision, of course.
It's not.
All
It's not
right.
the first decision, and it should not be a decision. You shouldn't do
At
that.
all.
There
Yeah.
are people who
Yeah.
care about you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
But let's just
Yeah.
say
There are
that.
people out there.
Yeah.
Should not.
Wait, not
They-
saying something.
Yeah, we should not resort to suicide, right? But let's just say that person gets too depressed, right?
Never.
Gets too depressed, and let's just say, for example, he tends to go with that decision, to that option, right? And he's
Yeah,
a, and,
and I
he-
think
and he's a
he or she
foreigner.
thinks his life
Yeah, and he's a
is
foreigner.
pointless.
Yeah, and
It's
he's
pointless.
it's pointless, and it's a foreigner who got influenced by the Japanese people, and the only reason he went there was because of anime. Do you think that's a negative side?
Is it justified in a way?
Yeah.
If a
No.
if a foreigner just
Hmm.
moved to Japan just because of anime, then I
Then
think
it's-
Foreigner is
he's
stupid.
an idiot.
That-
He's stupid.
Then he's
He's
dumb,
an
right?
idiot. Yeah.
Then he's dumb,
As an
right?
adult, you
Japan
should
isn't just
learn
all anime. There are other
how
things
Yeah.
there
to-
as well.
There-
You know.
There's a lot of other good things.
A lot of
Yes.
other varieties. So since we're all into that, right? Into Japan, have you guys started your own research about it? I don't know about you, Ron.
Slowly.
Are you
Totally.
planning to go there? Because I know about Jazz.
Yeah, I
Alan
wanna
here
go
and
there.
Josh. Josh
I'm
actually
learning
plans
the
to learn.
Japanese language.
Yeah, I am
The
learning.
basics of the basics.
Jazz is learning. Alan is learning.
I'm kinda learning.
They're planning to stay. Are you guys planning to stay there for the rest of your lives, or are you just there? Are you just going there
Yeah,
for
just
like
for
a
vacation and stuff.
for vacation and stuff?
Yeah.
Alright. Also, you don't
Work.
want to stay there, or do you actually
For
want to
me-
work there?
I mean, it depends. I mean, if I get a good job there,
Then
yeah, it
it's
might
You
be
then
become
it's
Prime Minister.
a good decision. Yeah.
then
There
it's
are a
worth
lot
us.
of good
Yeah.
good opportunities there.
Good
If you
opportunities.
graduate
It depends
there
on my
from
future self
college
now.
or, if you graduate there from
So
the academy.
So for Allen and
Yes.
Jazz, I think this question would be solely dedicated to you guys. Well, what do you do?
Okay.
What do you want to do when you get? What do you think you need to do when you actually get there, living in there, or get to experience the stuff that they have?
I'm gonna.
Because this stuff tends to get overlooked, right? Because all you do. Now I'm not talking about you guys, but some other people are like, yo, I want to go to Japan. I want to work there. Seems really great. The stuff they portray on YouTube. Oh, that's fire. That shit's good. But
Yeah.
when that's the first initial reaction,
That's
right?
like the first impressions.
First impression. But you guys are aware that stuff isn't usually true, right? So how
When
do
you
you
get
do
there,
it?
it's
know the
not
juicy
all
stuff.
fun
Yeah.
and games.
Yeah. So how do you cope up with this, Mr. Allen, Mr. Shin?
No,
So,
get
I
get
think-
used to your surroundings.
Yes.
Yeah. So just experience
And-
Japan.
Yeah,
Just
talk to
experience-
the people, see
Yeah.
how are they like, how they
Yeah.
do stuff.
Just get the
'Cause
feel of the community.
Our cultures are way different,
Yes.
Yeah.
Just take it at your own pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about like all this migrating stuff into regarding Japan, do you guys think that their language is a really big factor, that when you go there you need to learn their language in order for you to be 100% compatible with the country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
like a lot of Japanese people don't know English because they're proud of their
Well,
language.
I heard they were
Japanese.
educated English, but they don't
Yeah.
like English.
yeah,
They don't.
they're
like
being
English.
educated now, right? I heard that English wasn't even a option before, like in the 1990s. It was an option just recently. Do you guys know of that? So they don't really know much about English, but do you guys think it's a must for people who want to live there
Yes.
to learn the
Because
Japanese language?
communication is for me, because communication is the most important factor
Yeah,
for when you are migrating.
for socialization, right? So,
Yes.
but of course there are some other what do you call this? There are some, how do I say this? There are some exceptions, like
Yeah.
like the guy in the two people in Trash Taste. You know them, right? Gigach and Connor.
Gigo and
Gig
Anime
Connor.
Man.
They live. They're
yeah,
they're
C-Dog.
they're living in Japan, but they don't necessarily know the language. But somehow they're just getting by. They're getting by well, and they don't know. They know some of the some of the words,
Some of it.
because of course they watch anime. That's their main theme. But apart from it, like
Yeah.
day-to-day basis conversations, they don't know much of it, but they still get by. How do you guys think they're doing this? Or is it
I
just
think they have a translator.
or is it just because they're friends with a lot of Japanese YouTubers? Like, I mean,
Could be.
the anime man who has given
Probably,
them,
maybe they have Japanese friends.
yeah, who is helping them out. So do you?
I think because they are pretty popular.
Yeah.
They're pretty popular in YouTube, so it all comes down to money. I think.
Oh, so
When
money.
you have money.
So money is a big
So
factor.
what you're saying is they're just on YouTube
part of the
to get
pa-
that nice YouTube money. You have to get the greens.
Yeah.
Also, you're saying that
part-
money is a
part-
big
part- but
money is a big factor when you're living in Japan.
How so?
Yeah, it would be way easier.
Yeah, it could be way easier. So when
It
you
would
don't
be
know their
way easier.
language, all you need is just the money, right? So that's
you,
what you're
you
saying.
need that money to hire your translator.
Hire your translator and stuff. So would you say that for the people who don't have that help, who don't have that money, who don't have that popularity, but want to migrate to Japan, is it totally impossible for them to live there
Of course
without
not.
without knowing
course
the
not.
language, let's say?
Well, they must work hard
Of course
for they want.
So it's not too late for them, right? When they arrive
It's
there.
never
Of course
too late.
not.
Yeah, it's still
if you
very
want,
possible.
get it now. Just start now.
There,
Yeah.
for me, there are a lot of opportunities. Like
Yeah.
me, today I just download an app called like for
Yes, sir.
Japanese language,
Mr. Allen
and
Senpai is
that's
working
a good
hard.
opportunity
Yeah.
to learn the language. So I disagree that if you have no money, you can't just go to Japan like that. I disagree.
If you really want
Yeah.
it, you work hard for it and you get it, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, before we wrap up our whole podcast here, I just wanted to ask you guys, what can you say about Japan? What can you say? Well, let me just rephrase my question. What can you say about Japan that can open other people's eyes towards it? Because we really love Japan, and other people like my parents, they don't understand me. Why are you so obsessed with this country? What can you say about it that can
Well,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well,
you go
Japan
ahead.
is what you should do is just remember that Japan is like any other country. There's opportunities, good things about the people, the culture, the society, and there's also the hardships and bad things about Japan. It's just like any other country.
Yeah.
So what people nowadays should stop doing is to stop putting Japan on a pedestal, because it's just like any other country. Like the US, there's violence
Yeah.
and there's so much bad things. There's also bad things happening in Japan.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying, Ron, is that each country has their ups and downs.
Yeah.
Yes, each country has ups and downs. The Philippines
Yeah,
has
Ron's
and downs.
got it. Ron's got it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically,
They have.
He's got
So
everything figured
each
out.
country has their own specialty.
Of course.
yes, they are
All
going
specialty.
their own ways.
yeah.
In India, they have the
Yeah. So
their
for
food
people,
is
so for people who are overpraising Japan, like the younger weebus saying that Japan is the perfect place, you guys agree that there's no such thing, right? They're just the
There's
same.
no
Of course
such
not.
there's no such thing as a perfect place.
So there's no way
What
for
those
us,
people should do is
Yeah.
to educate themselves better.
educate
You gotta
themselves
get
better.
that education.
They're treating Japan like it's a whole nother planet
It's
with
heaven.
all the good stuff. Yeah, it's like heaven basically. So how about you guys? What do you guys want to say about it? Ron just gave his,
That's why
you want to say
that's why
something, Mr. Allen?
that's why we go to school for education, to learn something unknown, or to learn more about something that we live in our world,
Yeah, of course.
to know more
I mean,
and to be
it is-
prepared, or like
oh,
be
continue with
equipped
Alan.
be equipped with knowledge
Yeah.
and stuff to continue moving forward.
And how about you, Mr. Crocs? You
I
want to add to
mean-
that?
I mean, it's in human nature to want to learn something. That's true. How when we get interested in Japan, you want to know more about it. It has
Yeah.
that you have that will
culture,
to know more.
the language,
You want to seek knowledge.
If you want
Yes.
something, you want to find out anything,
You gotta
all
know.
its details, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta get all the juicy details.
Yeah. So that concludes for the people who are asking, right? What's so different about Japan? Because why are you so in love with it? Nothing's different, right? It's just like
Nothing.
it's just
different.
every other country, but somehow we just got hitched onto it, right? That's
Because
the
they have
correct way to
huge
put the
influence.
yeah.
Huge influence.
We just got influenced so much that we
Through
just love
anime.
that country. Yeah, through anime,
Huge.
basically.
Huge influence through anime.
So I think that wraps up our whole podcast here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy our talk for today.
We kind of went kind of
Yeah.
deep in there.
We went deep. We went back into reality a little bit.
It's like
Yeah.
it's not like the episodes you've seen before. It's kind of different.
But don't worry, guys. For the next
We'll
episode,
be
we
back
will
on
be
schedule.
talking. We will be talking
Going
about
for
anime.
reaction
So
video.
keep note for the next episode. We'll be talking about the animes that we want to see on a movie adaptation or in a video game adaptation, right?
yeah.
So keep in tune for that, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed
Yes.
today's episode. You guys wanna do your farewells?
Yeah.
Of course, I am at
Okay.
17 signing out from the Culture Network.
Me signing out as Alan Senpai 17, as guapo as ever.
Yes, sir. How about you guys?
Mr. Johnny Boy.
Yeah,
Mr.
my
Johnny
name
Boy.
is Shin. I'm signing out, and also if you have any errors, please comment down below.
All right.
Yeah, this
Alright,
your boy.
We're
Crux.
all-
Your,
Yeah.
this your boy Crux, your VTuber podcaster.
Yeah.
And yeah, we hope you enjoy the video and make sure you tune in next time.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.